Okay, now the last, before I read, we have Vincent Quatroche, who's going to read. He teaches up at SUNY in Western New York, works in the communications department. He's been writing poetry and producing CDs and DVDs for the last 30 years. I heard him at the Nightingale Lounge and at the Revival Bar. And last time I heard him was with Al Ortolani and Obsidian, and then actually more recently, I think with Al. So let's give a warm welcome to Vincent Quatroche.
Yeah! Woo!
What's up with the intermittent mic? Are you ready?
Yeah.
No, really ready.
Yeah.
Really ready.
Totally.
Here come the old guys. Here come the old guys in tie-glow, tie-dye t-shirts, stretch over bowling ball waistlines, ponytails and braids that dangle from bald spots sporting zigzag man beards, and zirconium knockoff diamond stud earrings, with their gleaming vintage Harley parked outside the bar, knocking down a fifth Jack and Coke, lecturing the bartender about how the faggots, the fruits, the gooks, the spooks, and the spicks are ruining the country. Here come the old guys. Driving mint condition 61 Comets, 64 Chevy Impalas, or 67 cherry red Thunderbird convertibles with the top down, of course. Wearing Navy officer hats with gold braids, chain-smoking viceroys, singing along with the Beatles or the Beach Boys, blaring out from under the dashboard mounted cassette tape players. Coolers of cracked ice and Pabst Blue Ribbon in the trunk, passing you on the highway going 75 like a bat out of hell, going somewhere in one big goddamn hurry. Here come the old guys. Pushing the shopping cart in the supermarket, looking like a 50-year-old Boy Scout in blend pad shorts, pink Docker golf shirts, hairy, fat, stubby legs with white athletic socks stretched up to his knobby knees and Nikes, with his scowling wife either strutting 5 feet in front of him or dragging her pouting ass dejectedly towards the rear, towards the checkout line, to the witness to watch him berate some scared teenager checkout clerk for not bagging the groceries properly. Here come the old guys. Looking trim, feeling great. 10 years younger than they really are. Dignified graying at the temples, got all his hair, great looking teeth, divorced twice, has a new girlfriend, his daughter's age, plays golf, tennis, racquetball, plenty of time now for all this, retired 5 years ago, a hell of a pension package. Loaded with smoking investments and options, condo in Key West. Cabin for skiing in Vermont, looking good, feeling good, world by the ass. Only one problem. Nobody knows cares. You see, nobody wants to know him anymore. He was such a ruthless, miserable son of a bitch on the work and at home, getting to where he was today, which is next to you right now, in a total stranger in a coffee shop, striking up an uninvited conversation to tell you all about this. Yep, that's right. Here comes the old guys, telling too many long, endless, pointless stories about how the world was vanished, about all their dead pals, their triple bypass surgery, how tough they were when they were your age, how tough life was when they were your age, how many women they screwed, just how much money, drugs, and booze they consumed and blew through, and all the ass-kicking they took and dished out. But here comes the old guys, scared to death, desperately holding on to that last fucking shred of youth, and if you could call it that, because as a reward for not dropping dead in the parking lot already, they survived to become, ready, really, really old guys.
Yeah.
somebody's a little pissed off. Here's one for you. I take a lot of trains. Notice a lot of things on trains. This is called Death of the 60s and the Hang'em High Judge. This morning on the train, there was this trio of old, and I mean really old, former flower children. Either that or predatory wolves in hipster garb who used to eat flower children. All three of these battered old birds look like they were in an acid bath they took 40 years ago that long since fricasseed their asses to a crisp. Or maybe they've been doing the Rip Van Winkle routine in somebody's basement full of mothballs or crates of dry ice in a museum somewhere. But they still have their wrinkled, dirty, tie-dye shirts, threadbare headbands, grubby, ragged, bell-bottom blue jeans, scraggy, greasy, graying, matted long hair with scruffy beards and appear to be trimmed by a drunken barber. Did I forget the love beads? Yeah, they stink of stale sandalwood incense. Of course. Funny? They don't look in the least wise, beatific, or colorful. No, they look tired, worn, and ugly, and used up, and might I add, mighty unfriendly, meaning and pissed off. They glare at people around the coach and stare onto space blankly. Grateful Dead? I suppose, but grateful no. Dead? Meanwhile, the gentleman sitting next to me, check this out, appears to be roughly about the same age and generation. He's a mountain of a man, with stately white hair, impeccably groomed beard, conservative gray suit, and dark topcoat. His gold wireman glasses and pink, robust skin endows him with the vitality of a powerful bull, with sharp, blue, piercing blue eyes for gleaming tusks. And he's also watching the trio of the leftovers, up in front of the coach, just like me. But I bet back in the day, I wager, this guy didn't hang, didn't swing, didn't trip or dance, and I wonder if he still remembers just how uncool this crowd used to make him feel. And I get my answer pretty quickly when he opens up an expensive-looking burgundy leather briefcase on his lap, cracking open the golden arches with a loud, sure, crisp snap, and takes out a legal brief called Freeing the Judges. I rest my case. I do short poems. I understand we have a short poem fan in the audience. Listen, you know, these happen pretty quick, man. I'm not going to say they're good. Sure, he's fascinating, but you better catch his act between beer number 4 and 7 because the curtain falls on his ass pretty quick after that. I'm sorry. Oh, this one in. I thought of this one this morning. Ever see that sign? Ever see that sign that reads, "You have to be this tall to read this poem"? Sorry. Boy, are we in trouble. Boy, are we in trouble if our tornado is God's dick out for a spin. Yeah, that one kind of repeats on it. All right. Kaufman's parking lot sits with the outlines fading twilight, half full or half empty, according to your consumer confidence. Replicant industrial grids spread out in hologram, 3D horror show. The blue, bright glare, aglow, electricity in knots. A huge marvel, indeed. Brilliant, brutal, impossible to live in, except as a puck in the crowd. Inside the virtual reality Nintendo smegma. Here's to Tonight at the Games with full soundtrack and prestigious commercials. While we at home wait for a regional break to give benediction to I Told You So to John Dos Passos. who wrote the original formula, as did Henry Miller do the script treatment about the war being over to end all wars. But the future just ran out of juice, man. And all the small engines had bad hair days. As the last of the roast beef sunset slices the access ramps into black spaghetti, one of the civilian units is interrupted by the patrol signaling compliance with a triple set of pustule bubbles of red, white, and blue strobe lights that cast ghastly shadows and a wide, slow dance. There is this dull metal snapping of automatic weapons fire briefly until there's a sucking sound and a flash of brilliance, followed by the concussion of the car's gas tank exploding. Patrol Alpha, Image Romeo, map reference Arby's grid map 4EY Mark 256 has just scored a bullseye. Short-range missile back-talk deterrent system. Logbook shows probable cause. Strictly routine.
Vince, hit the mic. Hit the mic.
Hit it? No horse.
Just can you
There you go.
Yeah? All right. Close to the mic.
So what's the story? 4 minutes? All right.
1 minute, sorry.
Okay. It's baseball season. You remember that cartoon with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd? And they can never decide what season it's duck season, rabbit season, Douglas baseball season. So I have a baseball ball. This is called a poetry picture. Listen, kid, if you want to get up here and throw in this game, there are a few things you better know right off the bat. Plan on going the distance. Plan on going 9. Forget all that BS about pitch counts and quality starts, or just wanting to contribute and help the ball club. Useless cliches, about as useful as batting practice plywood flat fastballs. Take my advice. Enough to be given the ball and stand up on this mound is an honor. Don't think about being done until you're finished and it's been put in the books. You want to show up your best heat, your fastball. You want to blow them away. Fire aspirins. Well, that's only cool if somebody has a headache. Chances are you're the one that gave it to him. Sorry, kid. It'll bore them. Put them asleep. You'll fail to connect and you'll be yanked early. So mix up your pitches. Don't tip your delivery. Use the changeup. Sharp breaking sliders are cool. Good curveballs are a delight. Just keep pitching in there. Move along, move along. Don't take forever. Keep the game moving. If the crowd gets restless and you think they're not getting the right calls on your stuff's location, don't get pissed. Start throwing chin music at people's heads. Dangerous stuff, man. Being a nutbag like Jimmy Pearsall, and believe me, there's always one out there, and they'll charge the mound or wait for you after the reading outside of the cafe to kick your stupid ass. So when you brush them back, move them off the plate. Give them something to think about. Purpose pitches are useful in that respect. But have a point up there. Think carefully about throwing a lot of junk. Not everybody loves or gets or appreciates screwballs, spitters, or knuckleheads. Excuse me, I mean knuckleheads. You're not going to get anywhere with those. By the way, you're going to need big balls, iron ones. Not everybody's going to get your stuff. In fact, better get used to the idea of catcalls, howling, heckling, but probably the most common reaction you can expect is indifference. Silence and scouting reports that call you washed up before you get your shot, and your best stuff is a weak, punching, Junie derivative can of corn. But you gotta expect this. Remember, you're not the whole game up here. You're only one player. You've been given the ball, the chance to throw strikes. You're the one in the center of the diamond. Be grateful. For crying out loud, do yourself, do all of us a goddamn favor. Act like you belong up here. Know your location. Know when it's time to come out. Watch your pitch count. Have command of your stuff. And say thanks. That's all anybody can really ask. Oh, sure, now he's gonna.